walks and meditation, where we're going to have the series called the Power Prayer with our good friend, a sister now, with Acyuta Gopi. So nice to be connecting with her. And she has come onto our Instagram channel where we are also live. So please check it out. It's at the top of your page here, Jagannatha_Dasa. And we also have Acyuta Gopi. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Yes. Isn't it been a mad, intense week with everything going on? How's it been for you?
Definitely been an intense week. But I feel like, that's Krishna consciousness. We wouldn't really change it for the world. When things are mellow, we kind of feel bored. We feel like we need to revamp our spiritual lives, make things a little bit more intense. So I feel like Krishna fulfilled all desires. He gave us all the intensity.
It was so those that are not aware, we had the world, it's called the Kirtan Festival and the Holy Name Festival. And it was a week of just all these programs going on right now, which was absolutely phenomenal. And Acyuta Gopi here was also involved, and we did 24 hours kirtan in 24 time zones. So 1 hour, 1 hour, 1 hour, 1 hour in different time zones. And it was so nice because everybody was connecting. It doesn't matter where you were. And I just felt that this time has really helped to connect us all together. I actually felt that. That was my realization at Acyuta Gopi,
Yeah, during the day, I realized that I got to be in Kirtan in West Africa. And then I got to see my friends doing Kirtan in Florida. Yeah, it was kind of the first time that I had been able to see those devotees do Kirtan. And it was so wonderful. It was so beautiful to be able to travel around the world and be able to see 24 hours of Kirtan in so many different places and so many different time zones. And there were no inhibitors, no inhibiting factors. I felt like this was the purport and the culmination of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement and what he really, really wanted.
Wow. And today, so everybody's aware, for Power Prayer, what me and Acyuta Gopi wanted to do is, number one, just share some realizations over the past 7 days. And then also share some, especially to do with, mantra meditation, how that's impacted. And also, I would love to hear, for those that come, I can see Sonam's on, I know you were on the sessions. So, what was people's thoughts? How has the mantra helped them? Govinda, Hari, you're on. I know you were coming on as well. So please, everybody, do share. But I want to start off with Acyuta Gopi in this month that we're doing, because there's a few reasons. There's some impetuses that are really pushing it more and more. And one of it is the month of Purushottam, right? And for our audience out there, I thought we could start with that in terms of, and then go into, because that week fell in the month of Purushottam. So what is the month of Purushottam? And I will come on to the next question, but what is Purushottam and why is it so important?
Purushottam month is, if we look at the Western calendar, the solar calendar, we have leap year every 4 years. February gets an extra day, and it evens out the entire astrological calendar. For the lunar calendar, what happens is every 32.7 months, exactly. There is an extra 4 weeks, an extra whole lunar cycle. So there's a 13th month added within the astrological calendar that balances out all the lunar calculations. Previously, this month was considered inauspicious. There was because of the way the sun would transit during that month, there were no real religious observances, and the month was pretty inauspicious. And in fact, it was called a waste. It was called Malamas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it was called a waste, and the month itself became quite despondent. So each month has its own personification, which is something that I really love about Vedic history and about Vedic culture, is that everything is alive and thinking and feeling. So this month has its own personification, and it got very upset. And in some tellings, we hear that the month is male, and in some tellings, we hear that the month is female. In this regard, we can look at it and say that because these things happen so many times, sometimes the details change. But in this case, the female personification of the month got really upset. And on the order and on the advice of many different sages like Narada Muni, she runs to Lord Vishnu.
Right.
And she's crying, and she says, no one will even perform any religious observance during my month. No one honors me. They're very mean to me. They call me all kinds of names. I have no association. And so Lord Vishnu takes this month to Sri Krishna in Goloka Vrindavan. And the month is crying, and Krishna says, what's happening? No one cries here, not out of distress. Sometimes they'll cry out of great jubilation or joy, but no one cries out of distress in Goloka, in my planet. What happened to you? And so the month describes her plight, says that she's feeling so left out. And finally, Lord Krishna says, well, I'll solve your problem. And what we see with Krishna is that he always has a very interesting way of solving the problems of those who come to him in distress. And one of these very interesting ways, especially when it comes to ladies, he says, I'll solve your problem. I'll take away all your distress. I'll marry you. And so he marries her. And in this way, she gets his own name. And so she becomes known as Purushottam. And not only does she get his name, but his qualities, his opulences, his mercy, all of the good qualities that Krishna has, this month has. And he gives a special benediction that this month can be considered even more blissful than Kartik, which is, of course, like the favorite month of all Vaishnavas. So this month is considered even more auspicious than Kartik. And the benefits that await a person who perform any kind of devotional activity during this month, they say, are thousands of times even greater than within the month of Kartik, where devotional practice is rewarded 1,000 times even more than general. So this month only comes around every 2.5 to 3 years. And it is extremely beneficial and really potent to perform any kind of mantra meditation, devotional service, meditation on God, spiritual activity. So it was incredibly beneficial for all of us that we had a whole week of holy name festivals.
There you go. One thing I remember, it was 2010, and I took a group of, should we say, spiritual seekers, because I tried to organize retreats to take people to India. And I still remember it was 2010, and we did a lovely session where we went to, should we say, the most spiritual places to go. The potency is strong. They were Vrindavan. So that, as we're talking about Krishna and Radha, that's the place where they grew up. And then we went to Jagannath Puri. Of course, my name is Jagannath, and that's because I have a very close affection to another avatar of Krishna called Jagannath, who is the Lord of the universe. That Jagannath means that. And then we also went to Mayapur. Mayapur is another avatar of Krishna, where he is seen as the golden avatar, he's called, where he is mercy personified. So these were the 3 places we took the group. And then we were finishing our trip back in Vrindavan, as you do. And one thing I still remember is Purushottam month was going to start, I think, 3 days after we would leave. So I was like, oh my God, we're in the spiritual capital of the world, in my eyes. And suddenly, the most spiritual month that only comes around every 2.5, 3 years is going to start in about 3 days. And I was just like lamenting. I was like, because like what Acyuta Gopi said, is that the month of Kartik, what usually happens is October, November, every year. That has like whatever spiritual things you do, it's multiplied by 1,000 times. Now, Pushottam month, what comes every 2 to 3 years, every spiritual thing you do is actually multiplied 16 times more than Kartik. So that's 16,000 times. So maybe I was thinking a way, how can I, like I always talk about spiritual life hacks, and I thought this is a great life hack. It'd be great to be here. And so we're really lamenting. And I remember saying to the deities, it'd be great if we could just stay a bit longer, even if it's just for one day in Pushottam. Anyway, something people may not know, and this is not because of just my prayers, it just happened, but the volcanic ash clouds happened that time.
Hey, I remember that.
Can you remember that? So we were actually in Vrindavan. We went to the airport in Delhi. We're about to board. We went to check in, and they say, sorry, flights are cancelled. We're like, what? Of course we're despondent. We've been 4 weeks now. And I had a group of people, some of them, it was their first time coming to India, and they've been here for 4 weeks. And of course, people were feeling homesick. And then suddenly they said, no, sorry, you'll have to go back or get, accommodation and call us later. We don't know how long this will be. And we ended up said, look, let's just go back to Vrindavan. And those 2 weeks were the most special 2 weeks out of the 4 weeks. So we had 6 weeks. 2 weeks, we said, every day, let's do something spiritual. Let's go to the places we couldn't go. Let's do the services we couldn't do. Because now the group was half. Only half could stay for the whole 4 weeks. Another group stayed for 2 weeks. So that's what happened in Purushottam in 2010.
How amazing is that?
And I feel
it's so incredible.
So yeah, it's just sharing it live with everybody here. It's first time.
This is how the divine creates miracles in your life. The minute we become even just a little bit eager to do something spiritual, the minute we increase our endeavor, then all of a sudden God meets us halfway and starts to create miracles where we can go further and beyond anything we would have thought possible.
Exactly. And I have to say, it's these type of miracles that people will say, oh yeah, it's coincidence, it's this and that. But I tell you now, it's definitely not a coincidence. When our desire is very strong, and this is why I want to just share with everybody that if you have a very strong desire, and I want to try and keep that desire in the mode of goodness at least, or let's call it a spiritual desire in this time. If that spiritual desire is very strong, it will manifest. It will manifest. So when somebody says, oh, I wish I could do this, or I wish I could do that, just desire it. Because I was speaking to one friend of ours, his name's Varun, from the UK. And I was like, Varun, if you're on, it's good to have you. And he was saying, I was saying to him, hey, you're so lucky. You can spend 6 months of the year in the spiritual capital. He does 6 months. He used to, I don't know about now, married life, how he's doing it, but when he was a single man, he used to go 6 months, and then he would come. He's also a professional. He also works, and he would spend 6 months coming back, and he contracted in the UK to spend 6 months to go back. So that 6 months of work would keep him going for 12 months. And then he would come back and he would do this and do this. And I was like, wow, how do you do it? And I still remember it. He was just saying, your desire has to be strong. Anybody can do anything they want. But if you start going, yeah, I like to do this, but I've got this happening, this happening, this happening, then it won't happen. You've got to have such a strong desire. So in this month, everybody, make your spiritual desire strong. So if it's about chanting rounds or anything you're thinking, and you're putting loads of things in your way, don't put it. Just think, okay, I'm going to do this, especially in this month. But Acyuta Gopi, I wanted to ask yourself, what is good for people to do in this month? Like, for especially say beginners, let's say beginners, if you're intermediate, and then let's say advanced. And advanced means you've been in spirituality for 10 years. If you've been in spirituality for more than 1 year, and if you're just starting, this is like a few weeks. Can you give some guidance to those online of what they could do?
Yeah. It's encouraged to, really, like you said, anything that you do in this month spiritually is enlarged, magnified. But it's always encouraged that we read the 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, which is the knowledge of the Supreme Person, the yoga of the Supreme Person, who is Purushottam himself. So that's something that everyone can do. It's not necessarily the longest chapter. It's about 20 verses.
Yeah.
And so you can even break it up and read 1 verse a day. You can read 2 verses a day, depending upon what your capabilities are. We can always do more mantra meditation.
Yeah.
So we can chant japa, which doesn't require us to be around anyone but ourselves. So yeah, we can do more of our japa meditation and commit ourselves to really going deeper with our mantra meditation, really hearing the mantra, really connecting with the holy name. We can read, it's encouraged to read the 14th chapter of 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. But if you wind up looking at that 14th chapter and thinking, wow, this is really esoteric for me. What am I going to do to get into all of this? I want to give myself some backstory. How do we come in the middle of the story? Srila Prabhupada has given Krishna book.
Yes.
And Krishna book is such a wonderful summary of the 10th canto that you can read through those chapters. And he's made the chapters, they're relatively short. And so you can read through those chapters and you can still read the prayers that Lord Brahma says to Krishna. And you can read that summary that Srila Prabhupada has given. So they say that it is very, very beneficial to meditate on the activities and the pastimes of Krishna and of Radha Krishna and of Krishna's pastimes within Vrindavan. And it's said that for one who, at the end of that 14th chapter, it is said that one who hears and recites and meditates on the pastimes of Murari, of Sri Krishna, the pastimes of him killing demons like Aghasura, the pastimes of him even having lunch with his friends, and then the pastime of Brahma and what he does with those friends, which I won't give you a spoiler alert. I'll let you go and find out. And why Brahma has to come and say all of these prayers for one who meditates on those pastimes, recites those pastimes, reads those pastimes, all of their spiritual desires will be quickly fulfilled. Wow. So that's just the benediction that is given just for reading them at any time. Can we imagine the incredible potency that is available for us during this month, of which we are only on day 7?
Yeah. Well, so it started. When did it start? It started by some places they say 18th.
Yeah. So we had it in New York. It was the Amavasya, but technically the month starts the day after either Purnima or Amavasya. So technically 17th, 18th, depending upon where you are. So we're still only 1 week in.
Yes.
We've still got many more days to go. So it's never too late. You can always go. They have the Vedabase online. If you don't have these books in your home, you can go to vedabase.net and you can read all of the books that we mentioned. Krishna book, Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita.
Vedabase online. We'll put a link on that. You said also about chapter 14. Which canto?
Chapter 14, canto 10.
Canto 10. Wow. Ooh. That's deep. So everybody, I can see. Is there a reason it doesn't start at the beginning? So yeah, Crystal, we're working on the lunar cycle. So the lunar cycle doesn't technically work the same as the Gregorian calendar. So that's why we'll get it coming. So in this case, 1718. It works on the waxing and the waning of the moon. So this is the way it worked prior. And actually, it is more accurate because remember, what do we do every year? Every 3 to 4 years, after 4 years, we have a leap year because actually the Gregorian calendar is not actually fully accurate. So they have to make up a day. So that's why we actually have the 29th of February. So actually lunar works quite well.
Mm-hmm.
The only, isn't it? So now just coming on to that, we've got some, of course, we had the World Holy Name Festival. And did you know, Acyuta Gopi, we really amazing things. This is another thing. When your desire is strong, I'll give you another example when this was like, wow. So, the Fortunate People campaign where it says, chant for love and peace. And then you say the Hare Krishna mantra. So Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Let's make the world fortunate. So that is a video capture. So for 4 years, that project had about 3,000 chants, like individuals chanting, 3,000. And we thought, okay, that's not too bad. That's quite good. And I was speaking to my friend Shakti Avesh Avatar, who is actually the brainchild behind this, the founder of Fortunate People. And he was like, Jagannath, it'd be so nice that we could go beyond expectations. It's been 3,000 chants for this long. It would be lovely, wouldn't it? I go, just the desire, the Purushottam month is so wish fulfilling. And look, guess what our grand total is at the moment? Have a guess. It's been a week.
75K.
Nope. Higher. 109,000 chants.
Chai.
Right? So it's not late. If anybody wants to, I'm going to put it on my Insta stories. And for the others that can see, I'm going to put a little link on right now. And I want you to do one thing. We're trying to get 1% of the population of the world to chant the Hare Krishna mantra once, at least. Okay? We're on our way. It's 109,000 people have done it now. And we want to get 70 million to do it. So here's the link. And I'm going to put it on Instagram soon. So it's www.bit.ly/chant now. Okay? CHANTNOW. So go to that. And you'll be taken to a WhatsApp group. And it'll give you all the instructions of what to do. It'll say welcome, and then it'll say upload your chant. So just take your phone and just say, I chant this for love and peace. Say the mantra I said to you, and make sure you say your name and where you're from. And this will then be uploaded onto our website, the fortunatepeople.com website, where your chant will be there, and you can see everybody, the 108,000 other people's chants there right now. So it's just a mad operation. It's just fantastic. And this is just one example. So yeah, have you done yours, Acyuta Gopi?
So I did one a long time ago, and then their server crashed. So I have to do another one because they lost it. But yeah, what an incredible goal to set. And I think that's the thing to know. Right now, during this month, sky's the limit.
Yes.
If you were ever thinking, wondering, hoping, but thinking, oh, but when is the right time for me to be devotional? When's the right time for me to do it? Now is that time. And the sky is the limit. This month is just here to fulfill all of your spiritual wishes. All of the best things that could happen to your life will be granted now. So if there was ever a time to dive in deep with your spirituality, which is really, honestly, the thing that gives us the most satisfaction. You know, we think, oh, maybe it'll be my job, maybe it'll be this, maybe it'll be that. But unless we link all of our job, our family, our homes, unless we link that to our spiritual identity, we are going to always forever feel like something's missing. Like it's never quite really as fulfilling as it could be. So if you were ever thinking, when is the time for me to devote myself to this, really dive in, get obsessed with my spirituality, now is the time.
There you go. Yeah, it's like that jumping board. Right now, you can jump, but you'll go so high. But think about having a jumping board, trampoline underneath you.
Yeah.
You know, and it'll take you to even higher heights. So you're going to find it if you pick up something, even pick up doing a mantra meditation in the morning for 5 minutes. Start off. Just watch what happens in this month. Remember what we're saying to you. Remember, it's Pushata month. It's going to help you 16,000 times more benefit right now. And then just sit down and meditate on this, and then say the mantra, and then do this, and come back next week on and speak to us to tell us how you felt. This
Write
is
it
another
down.
thing.
I've
journal.
I've kept journals during Purushottam month, and then I've gone back and looked at them and just seen how things that I even forgot that I hoped for were happening left and right. And the results are so quick this month.
Yeah. There's another thing that happened. So, chanting, of course, like some people with 5 minutes, some will do for an hour and a half to 2 hours. We had a japa-thon. So, how we have a marathon, we had a japa-thon.
Yes.
And that went for 24 hours online. Everyone from different parts of the world. And this was the beauty, that this coronavirus has hit us in very, very big ways. I don't have to explain to anyone on here how it's hit us, because it's hit us all. But one beauty's come out of this is that we have utilized technology in a way to bring us all closer together. And it wasn't this 7 days that we did, we had people from all over the world joining us. We were on satellite TV. So we had a Hare Krishna satellite TV happening, right? That has about 35 million subscribers, predominantly in Asia. Then we had the ISKCON Desire Tree team, who were pushing this on their Facebook and on their YouTube, who are also pushing this, what we're talking about right now, on there as well, which is really grateful to them. We had the Mayapur TV team, which was fantastic, because what happened is, because everybody speaks different languages, not everybody knows English. And we always take that into consideration. Okay, we're speaking English because the population knows English. No, it's not the case. We want to reach everyone. We want to give everyone the benefit. So a very, very amazing spiritual teacher who actually is the spearheader and the lead for this festival that we had for 7 days, His Holiness Lokanath Swami, said, we want to have it in 3 languages, at least more. And I was like, Maharaj, sure, we can do subtitles. We can put the subtitles on. And then the thing was audio. We would like it to say in audio, because not everyone will read as well, because you want everyone to have their experience. So then what happened was Mayapur TV, we had it in English. So if you go to mayapur.tv, what they do is you have it in English coming up. And then on the right-hand side, we had some flags, and the flags of certain countries. So we had Russian, Spanish, Hindi. And if you click on those, you'll get live audio coming for that program in that language. So we had people around the world who were translating live as it's happening. And that's a first for, in our community to do like that, right?
I think I don't know if you can understand how monumental that is, even just from an organizational standpoint, for Maharaj to say, we want to have translations, you know, and I commend you for being the person to say sure instead of yeah, I don't think that's possible. Because the first thought I had was, how is that even possible? But sky's the limit. This month, anything and everything is possible. And Krishna shows us practically how just if we have a little bit of endeavor to somehow spiritualize our lives and the lives of others, Krishna rearranges every single thing in order to make it happen.
That's it. And Crystal 108, yes, it's on YouTube, it's on Facebook. I will share the links. If anybody wants to see the links, I want you to do this. Okay? Come to my Instagram page. It's Jagannath_Dasa. Follow there. I'll be sharing all these places because and apologies, I haven't been so active for the last week. And it's because we were doing the 7 days. There was a lot going on. And the reason I'm sharing this with everybody is actually just to hopefully inspire to say that actually when we put our minds to something that's for a good cause, the impossible will happen. That's what I'm saying. So please try it. I want you to think about something this month that you're trying to do. Now, it might be that you're doing one round. So, you know, you've got the Hare Krishna mantra, you chant it 108 times. That's called one round. And you're thinking, oh, you know, I don't know how I'm going to able to get to do a few more rounds. So in this month, I want you to up your game, isn't it? Try it now. This is the best time. This is going to be your boost. Make it to 4 rounds. Make it to 8 rounds. And you might say, you know, this Bhagavad Gita that Acyuta Gopi just talked about, I can't read it. It takes too long. Well, guess what? Pick up the book. And this month, read a page. It was actually a really nice. And if you find it that difficult, to track your reading, there's an app called Be a Sage, page by page by Vaisheshika Prabhu.
Yeah.
Be a Sage. Just put that in your iOS or whatever, and then you can actually keep track. So it'll tell you, okay, this is the Bhagavad Gita. I want to read 2 pages every day. And it'll tell you how many days it will take you to finish the Bhagavad Gita, so you can plan around, and then you can tick it off. Then you can slowly, systematically go through all the books. So I'm telling you, everything is there. It's ready for you on your lap to do it.
That's right.
Isn't it? Technology is so amazing. These devotees, Vaisheshika Prabhu, His Holiness Lokanath Swami, all the other Swamis, Radhanath Swami, Jayapataka Swami, all of these people are like so readily made so much available to us right now that you just have to go for it.
Yeah.
Right?
I was just thinking that there's so much to take advantage of. Lectures that are appearing every single day when normally I'd have to wait to see Radhanath Maharaj or see my Guru Maharaj. He is speaking somewhere, somehow, every day. And all it takes is my willingness to want to hear. And if we just have that thought that, okay, I want to hear this month. I want to be engaged. Krishna ropes you in. And so we're talking a lot about so many different desires that we could have, but it works on our self-improvement as well. Even if we're thinking, you know what, I want to devote myself more spiritually. So I've been having a hard time. My heart's been needing to forgive. I've been going through rough times. I want to forgive this month. It still counts.
Yes.
It'll still work in your favor. It works for spiritual development. It works for self-development. The only thing you don't want to waste it on is just on some material desire. Don't waste the month.
Yeah.
Shoot for those things that are going to enrich your life, not just now, but for the rest of your existence.
You know, that just a realization I had on that, you know, if you're in a burning building, what do you get? What should you do? You should just run out, forget everything else, because life is more important than all the things around, because life is what's it? Not play. You can't replace. Yeah, it's irreplaceable. Where the other items, the material things, you know what? I can get those again. So similarly here, what Acyuta Gopi is saying is that let's focus on the spiritual, because you know what? The material things, believe it or not, you'll get those. That's not a qualm. And actually, through spiritual realization, we will start to actually numb some of those material desires. So you will get what you want. But actually, then when you get it, you'll think, you know what? I don't really need that. I don't. It's not the aim of the game. It's not what actually I'm living for. That's something I've just been, it's something the more you do, the more you realize. The more you do, the more you realize, right?
Absolutely.
And another amazing thing was the 7 days. Oh my God. How many senior, and I'm going to use the word here, everybody, Vaishnavas. Vaishnavas means like so you've got devotees, you've got people, say you're starting your journey, and then you start practicing, then you are devoted, so you're classed as a devotee. Then when you are at a certain level where you are really someone that is, should we say, imparting knowledge on others, and you have this devotion that is next level, you're classed as a Vaishnava. So we had senior devotees, who I'm saying Vaishnavas, on, and I was speaking to about 3 to 4 of them a day for this month. And I also had a conversation with His Holiness Radhanath Swami, which was nice. Just to say, Maharaj, thank you. Your recording's coming. We're so happy. And it was just so nice. There was that little second of little time on the phone. It was like the room just felt like, spiritualized. And everyone's like, Jagannath, don't be so dramatic. But I'm not. I'm being so serious. It was just like, when you're speaking to some of these people, they really up it. Like Jade Veta Swami, I was speaking to, like, you don't speak to him. Lokanath Swami, it's difficult to get time. But as soon as you get that, even a minute or 2 minutes, it's like, wow, you feel calm, you feel relaxed, and this is byproducts, and you feel like, isn't it? Absolutely. Like you've had a lot of association with His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj. Would you like to share on that as well? Because I know that's
it's always something that I hope and pray that I never ever take for granted. Having that access to these spiritual teachers and these spiritual masters who have devoted themselves to these practices that are going to enrich all of our lives. Some people, like we said, some people might think, oh, but there's more to life than just singing and clapping and chanting and praying. Mm-hmm. But my question then is, what actually is that? What actually is there that is more to life than that? Because you can't take anything else with you. Whether it's your car, your house, your title, your legacy, your job, anything else, you cannot take it with you. There are so many amazing, whether they be politicians, whether they be actors, singers, after they are done with this life, then what happens? What happens? We remember, but that soul that was within the body of that person has gone on to something else. And do they even remember that they were Mozart or Michael Jackson or whatever the case is? Whatever it was that they devoted their life to, do they even remember? But within the pages of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, in this devotional endeavor, there is never any loss. It never diminishes. That is the one thing you take with you. It leaves those hard impressions on your soul, this spiritual practice, any kind of spiritual practice. Even if you think, oh, but I was a Christian, it still works.
Yes.
So any kind of spiritual practice, there is no loss. It never lessens. You carry that with you from lifetime to lifetime on your soul. So when we speak to these spiritual masters, it's always amazing just to see how ready they are to surrender their lives to these spiritual things that I'm always kind of making excuses about. And it really puts it in perspective for me that this is possible. I can and should devote my life to this. This is what I really should be devoting my, 60-hour work weeks to. I can find the determination to give 60, 80 hours to a job or a boss. But when it comes to my spiritual life, the thing that will benefit me the most, I wind up making an excuse. I can't give that much time to that. I want to turn the tables. I want to flip the script on my spirituality, and I want to put in overtime on that, especially during this month.
You said it, and by the way, we're not saying everyone leave your jobs. We're actually saying we're saying try to invest more in your spiritual life. Do what you got to do materially, get that, because remember, when you have the certain basics, you can then even thrive more because you don't have to worry about those things. And sometimes what you'll see is when spirituality comes in your life, some of those basic items will come like this. It just happens more naturally. So thank you, Acyuta Gopi. Thank you for that realization. But one thing I would like to hear about, when you met, Radhanath Maharaj, you get his association. Is there anything you can share with the group here as well on that? Because we're talking about spiritual teachers, and, he's had a big, profound impact on your life. Just if you'd like to, just a few words on that. I'm just intrigued.
One of the most incredible things that I see whenever I'm able to see Radhanath Maharaj is his incredible willingness to accept people where they are, how they are.
Yeah.
He tries to give the best advice he can, but he's never out to go and convert someone. He's not out to go and tell someone, oh, you're wrong, or this, or that. He can speak with dignitaries and diplomats one day.
Yeah.
And he can have lunch with regular people the next day. And then he can go and speak with celebrities the next day. And he's always the same. And he's able to find positive qualities in all of those people. Some of those people might not be into God consciousness at all, but he's willing to find positive qualities in all of them. And that willingness impresses upon me what the meaning of a true Vaishnav is, what a godly person does. They're willing to find those positive qualities in everyone that they meet. And in appreciating those qualities, it makes people say, wow, what's up with that person? They don't want to exploit me. They don't want anything from me. They just want my highest good. And they're willing to give advice from the heart, not because they get anything from me, but just because they want to see me happy. That is what makes people interested in God consciousness, in spirituality, is in looking at these spiritual masters who are so willing to accept people where they are, accept people for how they are, and then see good qualities, find them wherever they're hidden. Fantastic. In anyone.
That shows an elevated soul. I want to come on. We've got so many comments coming through. It would be rude of me if I didn't go through a few of these. And just because of time, we're going to have hopefully some kirtan in a sec. But I want to just go through Pooja G. I like that, Pooja G. Capital G. She said, Hare Krishna Acyuta Gopi Mataji. I love your Instagram lecture series on Sri Venkateshwara Mahatyam. I've been enjoying every moment of it. Thank you so much. Yes, if you want to follow Acyuta Gopi, please do. She's doing these lectures. She's doing talks, on Instagram. You'll get them. So I'm just, those that don't know, it's a longer a name now, I have to say. I have to look down at my prompt. And I've got the old name on mine. It is now Govinda Girl underscore lowercase Gopi. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Govinda girl.
Yeah, but if you type in Acyuta Gopi on Instagram,
Oh yes, it will.
Right up, so.
Oh, you spoke my thunder. I was going to bring that up as well, honestly. Yeah, no. So yeah, just type in Acyuta Gopi, Acyuta space Gopi, okay, and then you will get it. So check it out. So Pooja ji, thank you so much for bringing that up. And also, I want to come onto my Insta family as well. We've got so many comments. We've got thanks Ellis saying hi. We've got Drishti Naker says thank you so much to the both of you for taking out time in this auspicious month and enlightening us. Thank you for being here, Drishti, and supporting. It's really appreciated. Ellis completely agrees. I agree with you. Spirituality is very important, he's trying to say there. And Lala Sayamai, so true, Acyuta Gopi, nothing is more valuable than devotional service. Crystal, wow, thank you. Shamsta, we've got Pritvin who says 100%. Then we've also got Radhika, how are you doing? Radhika Suku, she says, a fallen soul still learning about Krishna consciousness. How do one get to choose a spiritual master, or what advice you give me on taking on that path? Thank you for that question. I think what we can do is we can take that offline, and definitely if anybody wants to know, reach out to Acyuta Gopi. You can reach out to myself, and we can help you with those type of intimate more questions, I would say, as well.
A really quick, like 30-second answer is, during this month of Purushottam, have that desire. You can write a letter to Krishna. Oh, Krishna, I want so much to find my spiritual teacher, a companion who can guide me on this path. And then watch what happens.
Yes, there we go. And another thing I would say, since now the magic of ebooks has come out, we have, if you haven't got your copy of Prema Mala, this is a good time to also read. So, Acyuta Gopi didn't know I was going to say that.
I did not know.
Right. So, feel free, go to www.mybook.to/Prema, Prema. Also, if you go on her Instagram, she's got a link that you can go to, that you click, and you can get your ebook copy as well. So you don't even have to wait for it to come in the post. But if you want to wait for it to come in the post, there's that available too. But yeah, that's there. So that's another thing I would say to you. Check it out. Go there. Get that book. Let's make the world fortunate. That's the title and tagline I'm using for now. So I think without further ado, Acyuta Gopi, I think it'd be so nice just to have some mantra meditation.
Sure.
Even more powerful. So please, everyone, listen attentively. 16,000 times the benefit. So let's do some Shravanam and have a listen to this beautiful mantra meditation.
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Radha Govinda Radha Govinda Radhe Jaya Radha Govinda Radha Govinda Radhe Jaya Jaya Jagannath Jagannath Baladev Jaya Subhadra Jaya Jaya Jagannath Jagannath Baladev Jaya Subhadra Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Gaura Hari Bol Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Prabhupada.
Wow, thank you so much. I've had such a stream of people just really connecting to that mantra meditation. Thank you so much. So many hearts coming. And there's another thing I wanted to mention to everybody, if it's okay, is there's a friend of mine. His name is Raj Vinod Shyam Das, and he is Raj's mantra band. He calls himself a Kirtan band, Raj's Kirtan band. He's based in Vrindavan, the place I was saying, and he's been doing such a wonderful service throughout this lockdown time, where we all think about us as in humans, but sometimes we neglect to think about, what about the animals? What about them? Who are looking after them? Who are feeding them? The stray, and there's a lot in India, there's a lot of stray animals going around everywhere. So he is organized every day. He gets a party together and actually goes out in this rickshaw full of food and goes and gives it to the monkeys, to the cows, to the place. And he's a very good friend, and I saw one of his videos and I was just so inspired that we talk about humanitarian efforts, but what about all the other souls? And he's doing that. So I want to say a big thank you to him.
Sure.
And I know that the Madhva's rock band have really helped him as well. The funding is not cheap, and he gives them nice food, by the way. He gives them the peanuts, like the peanuts the monkeys like, and there's a certain type of grass that's really tasty for the cows. So it's not like he's just giving them anything. He gives them the best. So they're getting like a feast every day, and he's doing that. So I just want to say, Raj Vinod, if you're listening, thank you. Thank you for everything you do. And we'll try and share if there's any way you want support on this, because you're doing such a good humanitarian effort. We'll try and share your link on that. So please do check him out. So I really wanted to mention that, guys, and please forgive me. It's something amazing. But
no, it was gorgeous. And I feel like even if we are not able to give monetary support, we can all take a moment and offer our best wishes and our prayers that he can continue to do this invaluable service.
that's it. That means a lot, everyone. So please, when you think about it, just think his name's Raj Vinod. Thank you, Raj Vinod, for doing what you're doing. We're praying that you can carry on doing this, and help not just the human beings, you're helping the animals as well. So really nice, compassionate soul. So just thank you for that, Acyuta Gopi. I know that will mean a lot to him. You are somebody he looks up to in terms of a kirtan facilitator as well. So
thank you.
I just realized one of my headphones had died. Can you hear me? Okay.
I can hear you still.
It's going to come double, everybody. Now it's better. Now it's here. So we've got a few minutes. Anything last you want to share before we conclude today from yourself?
Just that I am incredibly happy and encouraged to be with such a sangha of my friends, my family. I'm kind of glad that this lockdown happened, because we got to become family in a way that would never have happened before. And now I really feel like you said, this quarantine has taken our virtual associations to another level. We take them more seriously, hopefully. We take them more to heart. We let all of this spiritual potency really penetrate deeply in our hearts and our souls and our lives. And I hope that in some ways we never go back to normal. We should always remember this time that was able to really boost us if we took advantage of it.
No, you're so right. Thank you so much. Yeah, getting your association, because I'm in UK, you're in America.
Yeah.
And I would not get that. And it's so nice that we get this chance. And like you said, the power of association is so strong. It's definitely helped me. And I feel like I appreciate the association more than before. Because of, like you said, so hopefully we can keep that going. And we've probably got another 6 months of this now, with everything going. And I'm praying, please, everybody, let's have a prayer, pray for everybody in terms of their safety. And this virus going around, everyone, please take care. Please take care. Take those precautions.
Yes.
Don't take it to chance. I know the divine's with us, but that doesn't mean we don't do our bit. Just saying we just got in trust and carry on is not going to cut it. So please wear those masks, wear those gloves where necessary, wash your hands, and take care of each other. I think that's a compassionate. This is our time right now to show compassion to society. And this is the way we do it. So have that association sanghas online, and also take care of yourself and your families. And pray that this, everybody is safe and well, and we can the divine is there for everyone. So yeah, Sonia, you said God has a plan. Yes, he does. So let's keep it on that. So thank you.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Hare Bo.